Hey everyone, welcome back to It's Game Week, and you can see Nilesh by pointing at his Arsenal jersey. Such a proud Arsenal fan. Hello Nilesh bhai. Hi Kasyap, what's up?
Pavan, hi Nilesh.
Hey Vamsi, hey Kasyap.
Welcome back. Welcome back. After World Cup, we have restarted this our EPL podcast, and we're going to discuss about the Boxing Day games and how does it feel to see your favorite clubs play again?
It's just, I, trust me. I had a very weird feeling. I was not looking forward for the game
Mm,
because I don't know. It was kind of an. It sometimes, for example, right? You're dating someone. You're in a long distance relationship, right?
mm,
Suddenly, and then you decide to meet maybe after a couple of years.
mm.
Of 2 years of long distance relationship, and then you decide to meet, you get this initial butterflies in your stomach, right? कि यार छोड़ दे यार, आज वो बोल दे उसके पेट में दर्द है, हाँ आज वो बोल दे उसका रास्ते में एक्सीडेंट हो गया, हाँ
Mm,
मैं नहीं जाऊंगा यार आज, मैं आई जस्ट, वो मुझे पता नहीं वो मुझे कैसे देखेगी या देखेगा, हाँ
mm,
वो इनिशियल जिटरीनेस था। आई थिंक वो
mm.
प्लेयर्स के अंदर भी था। वो फर्स्ट
Yes,
हाफ आई थिंक आर्सेनल के प्लेयर्स की भी ऐसे ही हालत था। बट वंस द मैच started, you know, started getting all those goosebumps and also पेल देंगे वेस्ट हैम यूनाइटेड को, and eventually पेल दिया। But it was a good, it was a good resumption of Premier League. I think the tone of the Premier League was set by Spurs doing Spursy things in the
what
first
happened on
match.
the Spurs match? I remember Kane scored,
So
but did
so
they
they
win?
conceded 2 goals, okay, and they basically drew the game 2 each with
Mm.
Brentford.
Right, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they conceded 2 early goals, and not 2 early goals, but they conceded 2 goals and they equalized eventually. But I don't think
Correct.
so that model of theirs would sustain them throughout the season.
100%, 100%. I was excited to watch Newcastle. I was, as I said, I started following Newcastle. So जब न्यूकासल का मैच वगैरह चल रहा था, I was very eager to know कि how will they cope up the break. They haven't played in a long time, and I think they are still flying, as I talked before, as we discussed. And Almiron scored again. I think he scored in like 7 out of last 8
I think that
matches.
guy is in the form of his life. He's been
Yeah.
in some.
Yeah, and watching Newcastle was
Newcastle
actually very
Newcastle were
beautiful.
2 goals up within the first 7 minutes.
Exactly, yeah, 2 goals up in the first 7
Yeah.
minutes.
Leicester. I was hoping that Leicester would be more feisty, but
Yeah.
Leicester just laid down there like,
I
and
think
asked Newcastle to just roll over them.
I think they just gave up. I think they need a change in the coach, right? I mean, see, this season I'm not. They are in very. I think they're in the bottom. I think they're 15th or 16th. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
The only reason they are not in the relegation zone is because they had a very good end to their first half of the season. I mean, like
exactly,
the
Madison. Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
when
But I don't
Madison
Before,
was
remember the
on.
relegation battle is very tight. I think it's only like 4 or 5 points which separate the teams.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's
it,
crazy what's going on there.
it's really tough there. So yeah, so as you said, the second of the last half of the season, right? Before the World Cup break, Leicester was actually doing good. I think they won like 3 or 4 matches, and I think Madison was
Yeah, I
in
think
really
they
good
won a
form.
couple of games before the
Yeah,
break, I guess.
that set it. But again, they're back in the. Uh, they were not even close to what you know a good team should be in EPL. They were really. I mean, Newcastle just were like they were not
Yeah,
even
but then
playing
again,
that
coming
great.
against Newcastle, who are in like pretty good form even before going
Right,
into the break, I think
right.
they won like last 4 games or 5 games.
They
So
did.
they've
Yeah.
been doing good and like you mentioned, Almiron has been massive. Trippier
Mm,
is in a really good form as well. So
yeah, for
it's good
sure.
signs for
Like
Newcastle. They're third in the league, right? If I'm not wrong.
the third now. They were second when they won the match against them, but City won and then City went to second place. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that
City's
match
at
was
35
outstanding actually.
points.
City's at 35, Arsenal is at 40. Yeah.
Newcastle at 33.
Mm. So Nilesh भाई आर्सेनल के बारे में बताओ. How was the match? I haven't watched it, but Arsenal won the game, and you said उन्होंने
So
काफी
so
अच्छा.
so the game started. West Ham United did not offer anything on the attack for the entirety of the game. Um, for the first half, Arsenal was where it was like they were missing the final ball. They were just not being brave enough. And Arsenal conceded a penalty the 29th or 30th minute. William Saliba fouled, I think, one of the players
Right.
uh, uh, on the edge of the box or within the box, and penalty was awarded. And eventually, what happened was in the second half, I think, uh, you know, they just went for it, and the first 20 minutes of the second half was just like pure assault. I mean, Arsenal assaulted West Ham's goal, and there were three. I mean, all the three forwards scored. Eddie and Ketia scored. Bukayo Saka scored, and Martinelli also scored. I mean, the best goal was of this guy. What's his name? Eddie. Eddie's goal was mind blowing. You know, the way he just turned the defender and he put it in the side. It was a really good game. Odegaard, our captain,
Oh yeah,
he had an amazing game.
I love that guy.
Yeah. I mean, he is. I mean, he's I would not call genius, but yes, he's always 3 or 4 steps ahead of most of the other players in the team. But overall, more than the scoreline, I think the result was important. It was important for us to get that win and start the momentum. And apart from the result and every other thing, the most important part was Arsene Wenger was in the stadium
Oh yes, I heard
after
that. Yeah,
4 years of leaving Arsenal.
Arsenal.
He came back, and trust me, it was such an heartwarming moment for old school Arsenal fans to see him in the stand and stand up and clap when the second goal went in and when the third goal went in. It was really like someone elder in your family, just appreciating that, whatever the fuck ups you've done in your life, but you've done well for yourself.
Right.
Uh, it was that kind of moment which they usually show in climax of the movies.
Yeah.
हीरो चाहे जितना चूतियापा कर ले, बाप लास्ट में उसका बाप बोलता है, हाँ तू मेरा बेटा है.
तू चूतिया है पर तू मेरा
मेरा
चूतिया
बेटा है.
है.
चूतिया है वो, ये इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, हमारा लड़का है ये
ये
इम्पोर्टेंट.
इम्पोर्टेंट है.
That famous मिर्जापुर डायलॉग.
मुझे पिक्चर्स का भी वो डायलॉग याद है. तू चूतिया है पर तू मेरा चूतिया है.
हाँ, तो चूतिया पर तू मेरा चूतिया है. Correct.
Beautiful.
So it was such a feeling, and it was a great night at Emirates, and I'm feeling really positive now. Well, 15
Yeah.
games this season, I think that we are already, we've already created a decent amount of gap between all the hard hitters like your Chelseas and your Liverpools and your Manchester Uniteds.
See, all you have to worry about is City. That's it.
I have to worry. No, I have to also worry about Newcastle.
Newcastle. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you are not fighting for the title, then Newcastle is what you need to worry about, getting second or third place. But I think
Yeah.
Arsenal pretty much have.
But the
I
challenge with
think.
Newcastle is that, right? Like, can they keep it up till the end of the season? Because
Yeah.
it's one thing having a run of 5 games or 6 games, but to do it over the season, we've seen so many teams falter before. So yeah.
But I think
something to
Newcastle
watch.
has a better chance for that because Arsenal plays Europa. Are they
Yeah.
out of Europa? Are they playing Europa?
No,
They're playing
they
Europa. They
are.
are playing it. So Arsenal has Europa and Newcastle doesn't. So despite not having the depth, Newcastle kept it up for like 15 matches. Despite the international break, but मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा कितने players ने खेला है World Cup. But still, I still
Newcastle के
think,
players.
yeah,
Not
Trippier ने
much.
खेला. Trippier ने ज़्यादा नहीं खेला. किसने खेला? ब्रूनो गुमारेस.
ट्रिपियर ने खेला ना, ब्रूनो गुमारेश ने खेला ना, कैलम विल्सन ने खेला. उसके अलावा
जो उनके इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर्स है वो सब मतलब न्यूकासल के लिए तैयार थे पहले से. So that
So
is what I think
if
Newcastle
I
and
have
Arsenal
to,
are secure.
so if I have to draw an analogy, right? So it's like there's an old elephant,
Mm,
old elephant. And if I have to say, in recent times, Manchester City has won a lot of titles, and it becomes an old veteran elephant, and
right.
Arsenal is like that young kid on the block, that
Mm,
young elephant who is just trying to hump his way around all the
mm,
ladies.
mm,
Huh? And he's all excited, and they're all fighting. They both are fighting, just the fighting for territory.
mm,
And then there is this one big, one not big, one small rabbit dog,
mm,
who is just waiting for one chance to pounce, and that is Newcastle.
mm.
वो छोटा कुत्ते होता है ना जंगल में, दो बड़े जानवर लड़ते रहते हैं, छोटा कुत्ता दिखता रहता है,
Hyenas.
जो कमजोर पड़ेगा मैं उस पे कूद जाऊंगा. न्यू
बिल्कुल
कासल
बिल्कुल.
अभी उस सिचुएशन में है, एंड आई एक्चुअली आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर द गेम अगेंस्ट न्यू कासल
I,
at home.
yes,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to any of the big six teams playing Newcastle. I think it's gonna be a very good game because it's very hard to score against Newcastle, sir. They defend set pieces very beautifully. They're not letting the other team utilize the gaps in the midfield, and it has actually become very hard to score against them.
yeah.
Uh,
I think they have
Respect for
conceded the
to
minimum
Eddie
number of
Howe.
goals
They
Yep,
did.
that is true. Yeah, they
in the
have
league. I
they've
think they've
conceded the
conceded
least
only
number of
11
goals
goals.
this season,
Somehow,
eight
I'm
so
not
far.
surprised about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have conceded 11 goals. The second least is Arsenal, which is
Arsenal is
12.
12. I just
उसके
Saliba,
आगे मेरे को नहीं पता.
Saliba.
Saliba.
Yes. Beautiful. I think I was saying that Arsenal and Newcastle are pretty much have secured their spot in the top four. They need to prep themselves next season for the Champions League, and I hope they do well.
पता नहीं यार. I see. मेरे को ना बहुत ही weird feeling आती है. I've seen Leicester throw away a very good position, but again that is Leicester. We don't
Hmm.
expect much from them. But
Right.
let's see. Too early. Maybe I would wait for another 10 games and say कि अच्छा top 4 secured है कि नहीं.
But अभी
yeah.
मतलब I am very positive about Arsenal and Newcastle.
देखिए
I
यार,
would say I'm a little
But then
more
again,
positive about
even
Newcastle than Arsenal.
like
देखो मेरे
if
को क्या है ना, मेरे को कुछ चीजों की तो गारंटी है. एक तो टॉटनहम हॉटस्पर टॉप 4 नहीं करेगी इस साल. हाँ. और दूसरा है कि मेरे को लगता है कि चेल्सी भी टॉप 4 नहीं करेगी.
Okay.
हाँ. मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड आ सकती है टॉप 4 में.
Mm.
The only reason why Manchester United can make top 4 is because of the quality of players they have.
एक और की रोनाल्डो नहीं है.
हाँ, रोनाल्डो. Screw Ronaldo.
but then
Viva
again, that's the
Ronaldo.
thing, right?
Screw
Like
Ronaldo.
usually December, like mid-season, is it like Boxing Day is a good time to say like you
Predict.
can call towards the end of the season, but this season I think we've had World Cup, so I think we are at fewer games, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Usually,
we still have more games.
around Boxing Day, you have done 24, 25 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Yeah, but this time we've just done 15 games. So we've got 10 more games to go, and we've got one entire half of European competitions to
Correct.
finish.
So that is true. That is true.
Did you guys catch the EFL games? I did catch
Carabao
the
Cup.
Liverpool and City game.
Yeah,
The 4-3 or 3-2 game, right? City
It was
won it.
3-2, but I felt Liverpool had like a couple of chances where they could have scored, and Darwin Nunes.
Dude,
I felt like
Nunes
he should
even
have like at least got a goal out of the two chances that he had. Like he was through on goal and he had to clear the goalkeeper or something, and he just missed wide. So I think that's the major talking point I could take away from that, is that Darwin Nunes finishing needs some
yeah,
finishing.
100%. You remember the season? You remember the season when I think Ronaldo left Real, I think, or his last season. Benzema was having at least 2 chances in the game and he was not finishing them. They were either hitting the post or just going wide, and like a great save from a goalkeeper or something like that. But Nunes is going through something similar. Even in the EPL game, right? He had at least 5 chances, I think. And I think he played for like 70 minutes. I don't remember. but he had at least 5 chances which he couldn't finish. He's amazing. He's so fast actually. Uska pace काफी अच्छा
Yeah,
है. He's
his pace is
athletic.
insane. Yeah.
He's athletic and his finishing needs a little more sharpening, and he's gonna be a very good striker. Just वो पता नहीं वो कब आएगा, but every striker usually goes through that thing. Uh, Nunes is unfortunately going through at the what start of his Liverpool career, but I think he has like some uh speciality in him, and I think he will eventually shine at Liverpool. That is what. But because his receiving of the ball, his runs are everything is good, but finishing was so bad.
I think
Yeah,
in the Aston Villa game as well, right? Um, he was he was always at the receiving end of good balls. He was making great runs. You know, he was a complete nuisance for Aston Villa's defense. But the only part which let him down was his finishing. I think he could have easily had a hat trick in that Aston Villa game. Yeah,
100%.
and he could have come back with a match ball, but he just came back with his own balls between his legs. Huh? He got one assist, I guess,
Hmm.
for
No,
the
he didn't.
first
He
goal.
didn't.
No, no.
So that run
अच्छा
he
हाँ
went,
वो
yeah,
हाँ
it hit the Aston Villa defender
हाँ हाँ
before
हाँ
the substitute young boy. He's one of the teenagers of Liverpool.
yeah.
I think Klopp
So
got 3 teenagers on the Liverpool from Liverpool.
that guy's father, okay, that I don't know Bataxia or whatever his name is, huh?
Mm, mm,
His father and Thiago Alcantara's father
mm.
played together at Celta Vigo.
Acha. Mm,
Yeah, they were teammates.
okay.
So if you see the moment that guy scores a goal, the first player around Jurgen Klopp was Thiago Alcantara. So, yeah, मैंने बोला था ना लौंडे में दम है खिलाओ आप सबको. हाँ, हाँ,
बट यार तीन तीन टीनेजर्स को खिलाया यार उसने, मतलब क्लॉप.
हाँ.
यू शुड से दैट्स अ ब्रेव थिंग टू डू.
अरे यार इधर देखो ना यार ब्रेवरी.
वो तो 15 साल के लड़के को खिला दिया.
हाँ. मैं
हाँ.
आई थिंक उस दिन सुबह उठ के आर्टेटा सोचा होगा आज न्यूज में आना है क्या करेंगे.
हाँ, मतलब मुझे लग रहा है सिर्फ उसके लिए खिलाया उसको.
हाँ, आज न्यूज
बच्चा
में आना है आज
स्कूल
क्या
जा रहा
करेंगे.
था, स्कूल से बुला लिया वापस की खेल के
हाँ
जा.
there was this funny
हाँ
meme that I saw, somebody posted some social media. They were talking about how Guardiola was so bored that he created a new manager, coached him, sent him to Arsenal, and created a competition for himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
pretty funny.
that seems very true.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm.
But yeah,
I think I think this is a good segue. We need to talk about the City and the City v Leeds game.
Why not? Why not?
What
Yes,
what do you think? Did you see the game? The first half, I think the first half was as entertaining as it could get because the second half was, I felt it was boring.
it is. It was.
Uh, the
I think.
moment City scored their first goal, right, the game went downhill because I think Leeds also lost hope after that. कि अब नहीं होने वाला मुझसे.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's true. Like the first half was pretty tight until the
Yeah,
moment, I think 44th minute or something, and they scored the goal. Till then, it was like
Rodri scored.
Haaland had a really good chance in the second minute, I think, and I
No, that was
almost
I think the
expected him to score.
second minute,
Yeah,
90th second or something.
I was like,
yeah.
okay, he scores that, but uncharacteristic of him, maybe some little rustiness coming back from he didn't have any international this thing, but yeah, I 99% expected him to finish that. But then after that, I think Leeds slowly got into the game and they were pretty tight. In fact, like there were a couple of good runs made uh, by Grealish or somebody, but in general, they were pretty tight as well. And also, their goalkeeper was pretty good. Melier was like
That
had some.
I think Ilan Melier was the best player, was the best Leeds player. And the problem
Melier.
with Leeds was that they were not economical with the ball. They were not keeping the ball well. They were not controlling the midfield. They were just trying to play the game at a very fast pace, and that actually suited Manchester City. They
Mm.
wanted those kind of loose balls to be played in and around the midfield so that they could just you saw the second goal, the second or the third goal, I think, where Grealish just snapped the ball in the middle in the midfield and there's a back pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is what they want. That is what City wants. You just allowed, you basically handed City the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Correct.
They misplayed so many passes in the midfield. Like whenever they got the ball back, even if they made some tackle and got the ball back from City's forwards, it would only count in the midfield, and then somebody intercepts or like some bad pass and they gave the ball away. That happened way too frequently for them. Um, uh, and eventually City capitalized on it. I mean, like you expect a team like City to capitalize on it. That did
See,
happen. And there were a couple of moments where I felt City should have scored. Grealish missed some pretty superb
Sitters.
chances, sitters, yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody else missed as well. I think it's Gundogan or somebody who missed as well.
yeah.
Gundogan
If
missed a
you
header.
Yeah, if you see the stats, right, Haaland 2 goals, Grealish 2 assists, you will feel that they had a great game. But I think they both had a really bad game.
I think Haaland, if he was in the form like that, the 3 games where he scored 3 hat-tricks or something, he should have had like 3 or 4 goals, or even maybe 5 goals this game.
Yeah,
It's just that
yeah,
he missed. I think he was one-on-one. Like De Bruyne released him with a very amazing through ball. He was one-on-one with the keeper, and he just like he like wrong-footed himself, and he couldn't finish. He just hit it straight to the goalkeeper,
right,
which is
yeah.
also very incorrect. But yeah, he had like a off day, which is funny if you say, because he got 2 goals, and
Yeah,
like
but
it's
imagine
crazy because last season the Golden Boot was like 23 goals,
Yeah.
and he has 20 goals and
20
what, like
already.
15-16 games. So
15
like
15
it's
games for him.
amazing what he's doing.
Yeah, that's actually an
आराम से
unreal
50
stat.
गोल मारेगा इस सीजन.
Yeah, that's
देख
crazy.
उसका सीजन वाइज इंक्लूडिंग ऑल कंपटीशन उसके शायद 26 गोल है अभी. तो 50 तो मुझे लग रहा है सीजन में मारेगा. ईपीएल में पता नहीं कितना मारेगा.
हाँ.
ईपीएल में 50 तो मुश्किल है, बट लेट्स सी.
नहीं ईपीएल में नहीं, उसका पूरा सीजन टैली अगर मैं
या
बोलूं तो 50
आराम से
55
या
गोल मारेगा वो. 50
या
55 गोल्स तो आराम
आराम
से
से हो
मारेगा.
जाएगा.
या
क्योंकि द अमाउंट ऑफ चांसेस City
एग्जैक्टली
he could have scored 5 goals in the last night's match.
एग्जैक्टली यस.
Huh? But by by God's grace, he just scored 2. But that's good for FPL, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Speaking
Although
of
मेरा ही
Grealish,
कैप्टन था.
he was my captain as well.
हम तीनों का कैप्टन था. कश्यप ने ट्रिपल
हाँ.
कैप्टन बनाया उसको, इसलिए कह रहे हैं 3 और गोल मारना चाहिए था.
I
I think
totally expected him to
100%.
score like
मेरे को देखना है कितने परसेंट ओनर्स उसको ओन करते हैं.
I
देखता हूँ.
think
like around
85
80%.
85% या 87% है, if I remember correctly.
हाँ, मेरा सबसे अच्छा जानते हो क्या रिटर्न है मिट्रोविच का. 15 पॉइंट दिया उसने.
सही में यार, मित्रोविच मैंने नूनेस को ले रखा था साला. फिर
Nunes
एक गोल
came
भी.
back with the balls
That's
between his
that's
legs.
what यार, मुझे लग रहा था. अब मैं मैच देख रहा था, मुझे लगा ठीक है अब स्कोर करेगा साला स्कोर ही नहीं कर रहा. वो जो एक असिस्ट दिया था उसने, वो भी नहीं दिया एफपीएल ने उसको.
वो भी किसी ने ले लिया.
वो भी छीन लिया. बताओ, नन कर दिया उसको भी. मुझे 2 पॉइंट आए हैं उसके यार. 10 से ज्यादा महंगा है वो. चल. Oh yes, let's move to the Manchester United's game. Kashyap, first words.
I was equally tensed about coming back from an international break, and but they played well. I mean, like Rashford seems to be getting back to those like a couple of years ago when we doubted him to be the next big thing in English football, and he seems to be getting there. And Casemiro, oh my God, like he had an amazing game. That guy is like insane in the midfield. Like he literally he was an engine in our midfield. Like everything
Yeah.
went through him.
Yeah.
He made a couple of really good interceptions as well, and a couple of good tackles. And his assist to Fred was like chef's kiss. Like,
Exactly. Nobody could see that ball at all.
exactly, except him. So I think, and I think this team really needed a really good number 6. We haven't had a really good number 6 from like I don't know, for 5 years now. We were like finding different players. Like we tried McTominay and we tried Pogba as well, which didn't really work out. They were not ideal CDMs, like, and he was not too efficient to be a attacking midfielder either. Like that didn't work for us. But
Yeah.
I think we found a good CDM in Casemiro. Like they were. The only question was like he was pretty old coming. Like those were the question marks when we started. Like he came to United, but I think he settled well.
Right.
And yeah, he's been immense. Like absolutely deserved the player of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a little funny seeing all the new news around Casemiro, right? He is a proven midfield masterclass. He won 5 Champions League with Real Madrid. And Nilesh, if you remember, we discussed in our first episode or sometime when Casemiro signed United, whether, I mean, I was unsure. I said he's a world class player, but I was unsure whether he would fit in Ten Hag system or not. It actually feels a little funny seeing that everybody's talking about Casemiro's brilliance right now. I think we should talk about Ten Hag's brilliance, that he made everything work around Fernandes, Ericsson, and Casemiro. And I think Casemiro is literally carrying United. Uh, it's just great to see him shine again, and great to see him in the media again.
See, I never doubted Casemiro as a player.
Mm,
I always felt that you know, when you've played at a certain level for a very long time, right? You stop playing the game with your feet. You start playing the
mind.
game within your head,
Correct.
right? And pretty sure Casemiro was coached by by the best coaches. He played with the best players, and
100%.
um, I never doubted him as a footballer.
Player.
But the only question mark I had was the longevity of the deal.
Mm,
Longevity of the player. He's 30, 31. When you're building for
right.
the future,
Mm,
when you're building for the future, how much, because defensive midfielder is a very is a physically intensive role. You have to be always, you're running horizontally, you're not running vertically, you're running mostly
correct.
horizontally, horizontal of the pitch. That takes a lot of effort. You're tackling a lot,
Right.
right? After a period of time, that power goes off. I think he had his prime years uh,
Real.
in Real. He's outdoing his he's outdoing himself by his own standards within Manchester United, because no, I think most of the players within the Premier League have not yet figured out how to play him or how
Mm,
to nullify him. But
correct.
eventually, I think the actual test would come for him the next season.
Correct.
Casemiro will be 32 next.
Correct.
32 for a defensive midfielder. I think Fernandinho was a very good defensive midfielder right until 34, 35. Right.
Correct.
But eventually what happened was, after 32, 33, Pep started, using Rodrigo more
Mm,
than Fernandinho.
Fernandinho, yeah.
Yeah,
But see,
because
that's what, right? United needed also a leader there, not
Hmm.
in the team itself, not just in the midfield. Uh, they were in complete chaos. They didn't know whom to give captaincy to. Their captaincy pick is on bench right now, and that's where I think at least do teen saal ke liye, until Fernandes, he is already the captain, but until Fernandes or somebody steps up to be the leader of the team, I think Casemiro will have a good fit there. Although I think, as you said, I think दो साल और है, 2 या 3 साल maximum है, unless he starts playing like Modric.
Kashyap,
Exactly.
एक बात बताओ मेरे को, why was Shaw playing in the center back?
That is the other thing that I was going to talk about. I had no clue why
Why was
Lucho was
Harry
playing
Maguire
center
not
back.
playing?
I think because Harry Maguire had some issues. I think I'm not really sure, but he did come up.
He was on
I know
bench
that
there.
Lisandro Martinez is not back from celebrating his World Cup win, so that is the reason. But to be fair, Lucha had a really good game at center back. I was skeptical because Lucha's inherent this thing is to make
Left
those
back.
runs, which is really good at overlapping runs, and he usually plays a very high positional game, like where he's towards the center line or like more advanced this thing, and it's really hard to adapt to a center back position from a left back position where you're just very aggressive. But he played pretty well. Like I was surprised, so I was just gonna bring that up, and he had a really good game. Although it's against Nottingham Forest, so
Yeah.
it's not really a true test of defenders. But it's not too bad. Like he had a pretty decent game, and
I think that's the reason Eric decided to
yeah, that's pretty sure. I think if we
experiment.
were playing somebody like Newcastle or Arsenal or City, I don't think Luksha will be playing center half.
No,
And
but was Harry Maguire on the bench?
yeah, he was on the bench.
I do think he came on in the
He did.
80th minute or something. He did come
He
on.
did. I think he and Luksha and Varane were substituted for I
Yeah.
forgot Maguire and somebody else.
अरे वो होगा, फिल जोन्स होगा.
नहीं, Phil Jones नहीं था.
No, it's not.
फिल जोन्स एक लौता प्लेयर है जिसका लगता है करियर कभी खत्म ही नहीं होगा यूनाइटेड पे।
वो तब से बिना खेले यूनाइटेड में रहे।
सही में यार ऐसा ऑन बेंच रिसोर्स चाहिए अपने को लाइफ में यार, ऐसा
नहीं
नौकरी
वो
चाहिए अपने को।
did you there were chants of Viva Garnacho
Yeah,
वीवा
they
करना
changed
चाहो,
it.
हाँ
and
आई थिंक
it was
वीवा
a
रोनाल्डो
little
वाज चेंज टू
weird.
वीवा करना चाहो।
Yeah, it was a little just क्योंकि still remember those chants when Ronaldo came in, right? It was always Viva Ronaldo, and now it's suddenly Viva Garnacho. It's a little um,
So
it feels weird, right? Just
this proves that even the ardent and the hardest loyal
fans
fans
of
move on. I mean,
yeah.
Manchester United is the mainstay. Players आते जाते
Yeah.
रहते हैं.
And
You know
also,
that's what, right? United fans, I don't think they were at least I believe 90% of the United fans were not on Ronaldo's side when all the saga was happening. They were like they were on Eric's side, and I think um, we talked a lot about United, of course, but I think Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Leicester are actually having a bad season, like even worse season than until now, at least than United. So, as you said, like United have a chance of finishing in the top four this season.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it looks better right now. The football in terms of we are not like, absolutely clueless as we were before. So
Right.
it seems to be going a step in the right direction. Still too soon to call on it, but
No,
Ten
but
Hag seems to know what he's.
but I see. But looking from outside, I don't watch a lot of United games. But when there is no other game and there's United playing, I make sure you should always keep your friends close and enemies closer. So you always watch those fuckers. You watch Spurs, you watch Chelsea, you watch United. Bro, I don't watch City and Liverpool that much because I know कि अच्छा वो लोग अच्छा करेंगे. पर इन चूतियों को देखते रहना चाहिए कि क्या मचा रहे हैं ये लोग. हाँ.
इनसे ही डिसाइड होगा ना सर टाइटल कंटेंट
टॉप फोर अभी टॉप फोर
टॉप
फोकस
4
करेंगे, टाइटल
या
छोड़ो.
इनसे ही डिसाइड होगा ना वही
हाँ.
इसीलिए देख रहना चाहिए
हाँ.
सिटी वुड फिनिश इन टॉप 1 or 2
हाँ, सिटी लिवरपूल छोड़ दो, वो लोग दे आर ऑल डिफरेंट लीग. ये तीन होता है ना, यू नो कि अच्छा ये रैंक होल्डर्स है मेरे क्लास में, इनको छोड़ दो. हाँ, ये 70 75 60% 60 65% वाले कितनी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, कितनी बकचोदी कर रहे हैं, कितनी गर्लफ्रेंड्स हैं इनकी. हाँ.
इनसे ही पता चलता है आपका रैंक 4 आने वाला है कि 10 या 12 आने वाला है.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली. हाँ. हाँ. लाइक फोर्थ, इफ यू गेट फोर्थ रैंक इन योर क्लास, तुम्हें कम मार पड़ेगी. But let's say you get like 15th rank and the fourth rank, the difference is what, like 2%. भाई बहुत बुरा लगता है.
True.
So,
But
yes,
yeah,
but the point was what I was trying to make is, in the long run, what I feel is Eric Ten Hag is the right man for Manchester United, and I do have faith, and I really appreciate the stance what he took from in terms of how he handled Cristiano, this entire Ronaldo saga. I think he should have just booted him out the first day he came into the club. He shouldn't have dragged him on for 6 months कि भैया तू रह जा, हम लोग करेंगे.
that's what, right? His plans had to be changed in between, and that's why I like about Eric. Like he changed his plans and he stuck to them. He's like,
I
ठीक
think
है भाई,
most of
workout
United-
नहीं कर रहा तो मैं change करूंगा.
Exactly. I think most of United's faithful have that sort of respect towards Ten Hag is because his focus was on the team.
Yes.
Like his sole focus was on the team. Like
Correct.
he was doing what was good for the team. That is
Right.
the general feeling, and that's why more people were on his side. There's not much else he could have done with Ronaldo, given how it was going. It is not like Ronaldo was in the form of his life. And yeah, like I've watched Ronaldo so much. He was my favorite player, and he was playing for United. But yeah, like I still take Ten Hag's side, given how it panned out. Like,
Yes.
I have
Speaking
respect
of,
for Ronaldo as a player, but yeah. Ten
Speaking
Hag,
of, yeah. Sorry, yeah, can finish
no,
it.
I'm just saying Ten Hag had the team in mind, and he's rebuilding a very broken team, and he's focused on doing that. And you do what is best for the team, I guess, and I think that's what he was trying to do.
Correct. You need to make the hard decisions, and you need to have the club first policy everywhere, right? I think that should be applied anywhere. Even in Real, when Bale was doing that stupid shit, he was one of my favorite players as Real. Like he is still one of my favorite players, right? मेरे पास 2-3 बेल के जर्सी है जो किसी के पास भी नहीं होगा. आप मेरे मजाक उड़ाते थे because I had Bale jersey. मतलब मॉड्रिच का करा लेता, किसी और का करा लेता, but Bale का क्यों रहा? Because he was a good player. But see, when you start making fun of your club or when you start talking against your club, see that's when you're crossing the line, despite whatever the reason is. And yeah, I think that's same thing. And yeah, I want to ask one question, right? Who do you think are like good midfield three in EPL right now? Three midfielders who are very smooth.
I would pick Gundogan first because that guy is pretty good.
No, wait a minute. Are you asking the trio in terms of who play together?
Teams. Play together, team mein. Team
Oh,
mein. Yeah,
okay.
in the
I
team.
thought
Yeah.
top three. Okay.
Vamsi, you know my answer.
Arsenal.
Yeah. Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, and Martin Odegaard.
I was very Mera, Ericsson, Fernandes, and Casemiro. I think they were really good. I actually love three of them. Ericsson, when he was in Spurs, also he was outstanding. He and Dele Alli used to do a lot for the team. And but watching this last game, I think
No.
those three were really good.
I'm just talking about this season. Consistently over the past 15 games.
Yes.
Thomas Partey. If there is no Partey, there is no party at Arsenal. ये बात तुम लिख लो.
100%.
अगर वो इंजर हो गया, सब everything will go down the drain down the North London gutter. सब कुछ सारा optimism सब कुछ तिलंडे में चला जाएगा.
True.
So as Kasyap just mentioned, right? Casemiro is the engine room of United's entire play. You know, Thomas Partey is not the engine room. He's the entire fucking bus. बाकी सब ट्रैफिक है उसके अगल बगल. And you know the delta which I've seen within Granit Xhaka in this, you know, from last season and this season, you know, where and Martin Odegaard has just improved so much as an individual. As a player, we all knew that he was very good, but as an individual, you know, as being a leader, you know,
at that age,
at the age of 23, he's 10 years younger to me. And he's amazing यार. मैं तो ये तीन midfielders का जो trio है ना, I think this season has been the best. I think that's the reason why Arsenal are where they are.
I agree. I had the biggest regret I had in Real Madrid's selling is Odegaard, sir. He was outstanding. There were many players who had potential that United sold, who were doing well, like Ashraf Hakimi.
Real Madrid sold.
Yeah, Real Madrid sold. Yeah, so Hakimi ho gaya, Jovic ho gaya, but Brahim Diaz, like they had good potential, but they couldn't exactly fit somehow. Because of course Real Madrid the whole midfield was actually very solid. कोई ऐसे थोड़ा underperform नहीं कर रहा था कि किसी को chance मिले. Cruz, Modric, Casemiro were really good. So Odegaard को कभी मौका ही नहीं मिलता था, बहुत rarely मिलता था. So I think if he was at Real right now, he would have excelled like he is at Arsenal.
Yeah.
I do remember, like, I think he was 17 years old and he was touted to be the.
Couldn't hear you, dude. Your voice just went down.
Just faded.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying he was 17 years old, I think, and he was touted to be the next big thing in international football.
Yeah.
He made his move to Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do well.
I just hope that he stays at Arsenal and he remains at Arsenal for a longer period of time. And I think you actually like to have a player who आप देख के जिसको अच्छा लगता है, you know. If your girlfriend starts dating, you will not feel bad. like ठीक है यार, अच्छा बंदा है, bro है मेरा, bro, please bro.
ऐसे भी होता है क्या सर? मुझे तो कभी लगा नहीं है ऐसा, पर हाँ
गर्लफ्रेंड बनाओ.
बट
फिर उसको मार्टिन ओडेगार्ड के पास लेके जाओ, अगर वो डेट करने लगे, बोला और ठीक है ब्रो, फैन बॉय.
यार ओडेगार्ड का तो मैं बड़ा फैन हूँ सही में, मतलब
Uh,
I was so cursing United Real when they sold him. But yeah, that was a beautiful game. Kashyap, who are
I
your
think I think
midfield
for
trio?
just before Kashyap, you just pitch in, okay? I just wanted to get this on record for all the listeners कि मेरे एग्जांपल्स थोड़ा ऐसे ही फुदू टाइप होते हैं, तो यू नो ऑफेंड होना है तो हो जाना, मैं क्या ही करूंगा.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
Kashyap,
no way
please.
Nilesh is, and actually in reality would let his girlfriend date his best friend or something, or like some. It's not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
the reason why I can make all these examples is because I've been all through that shit and now it's all behind me, so I can sit and joke about it now. Yeah.
हाँ सर.
But yeah, I
चलो.
think I don't know. You like United midfield as great as they are. I still feel Gundogan, De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva maybe are still like, because they've proven it
But see,
over
they
the
all
years.
are attacking, dude. मतलब उनमें से, उन तीनों में से काफी कम डिफेंड करने वाले हैं.
Gundogan is a defensive midfielder, right? He's
Yeah,
not
but
really an attacker.
हाँ मतलब I can't see him, मतलब you cannot compare Gundogan and Casemiro as a defensive midfielders. Is
Yeah,
what I was
apple and
thinking.
oranges.
Yeah, मतलब he is a defensive midfielder on paper, but yeah, they'll give you all the goals and assists as much as you need. You put 2 Haalands or 3 Haalands, you'll have 10 games, 10 goals.
I mean, De Bruyne and Haaland, man, like the first EFL Cup, the first goal, that is pretty good goal as well. Like they combine on a level which is insane.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, De Bruyne had an off day, but still he made like 2 passes, through balls which are really good. One was to
That through
Haaland
ball,
as well, and
that
one was
through
to
ball that
Jack Grealish, I guess.
yeah, the through ball that I think De Bruyne gave it to Grealish and Grealish gave it to Haaland and Haaland finished. I think that is a very good through ball to Grealish to the left.
Yes. Some of the passes, I think what KDB made yesterday, more of the pre-assists.
Yeah, he had like a
most
couple
of the
of
goals.
pre-assists, I would think.
Yeah. वो दिन दूर नहीं है जब हम लोग प्री असिस्ट के पॉइंट मिलने लगे एफपीएल पे.
भाई
हाँ.
ले जाए यार.
हाँ.
चलेगा. But हाँ जी, yeah, they were the games, so I think excited to see for the next week once.
Oh, I do have a finishing question for you guys. Like,
Yes, bro.
any new exciting transfers on your sites? Like anything happening?
Cody Gakpo going to Liverpool.
Yeah, we were super excited. He was coming to United. It was sealed, like it was almost done, and then
Dude,
I wake
yeah.
up and see that he's
I was
gone to
waiting for this.
Poach.
I was waiting for this. You know,
Poach.
I wanted to bring this up. I was just waiting.
like
कि
United
last
fans are
बात करें
already
इस
like
बारे
they've
में.
signed, sealed, delivered it on Twitter. And then
Yeah.
the next day we see that he's signed by Liverpool. And it's like
Fuck,
classic
dude.
United.
क्या काड़ी हुआ है यार.
That is probably the worst poaching I've ever seen. Like last minute, I say. But Ronaldo, is he going to Al Nassr finally?
I don't know, man. Like for somebody who's as ambitious as Ronaldo, going to Saudi Arabia doesn't sit right with me. I mean, like I thought he will go to a league where he will prove himself that he's not done and he still has a lot to offer. But
I think that's the issue, right? Nobody wants to sign him right now. I thought Chelsea were signing it. क्यों ना नीलेश भाई मना
what do
कर
you
देगा
think?
आपने
Is
उसे?
Saudi Arabia better or USA better?
उसको यूएस चला जाना चाहिए यार. He should not go to Saudi.
यार लेकिन यूएस वाले पैसे नहीं है ना सर उनके पास.
अरे ठीक है, क्या करे, उसको पैसे की क्या जरूरत है यार.
क्या जरूरत है?
He
कितने?
can still play in the US
His
and he
wife
can still
gifted
be a
him a
brand
Rolls Royce
ambassador
for Christmas or
of a
something.
Saudi oil company. उसको अबे सुनो, his non-earning girlfriend gifts him a fucking Rolls Royce.
सर वो इंस्टाग्राम से इतना कमाती होगी यार.
हाँ.
He earns a lot on Instagram. Like he earns
Exactly.
like millions and millions for one post. So
तुम अपना उसको पैसे की क्या जरूरत है. अरे वो क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो जूनियर, अगर उसके ऊपर चाइल्ड लेबर लॉज ना लगे ना, वो भी कमाने लगेगा.
अरे वो रियल मैड्रिड एकेडमी ज्वाइन कर लिया भाई ने.
हाँ, छोटा रोनाल्डो
आएगा भाई, खेलेगा यूनाइटेड रियल मैड्रिड में.
देखो क्या होता है उसके साथ. उसके बाद वो अर्जुन तेंदुलकर जैसा हालत ना हो जाए बस.
बताओ, तेंदुलकर भी
what
कुछ
are you
नहीं कर
saying?
पाया.
Arjun Tendulkar scored a century on debut in Ranji Trophy, I think.
यार वो
If
आईपीएल
that's
तक
all
में जगह नहीं
good,
मिल रहा है उसको.
unless and until Arjun Tendulkar does not become the leading fast bowler of Indian attack, by the next World Cup, he is not lived up to his name. And I think that's the biggest
I
curse
don't
he
think whatever
carries.
he will do, he will ever. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay.
That's the
It's
But
biggest
at
a
curse he
least
huge name
carries.
to live up to. Like,
मतलब
Yeah,
नहीं यार, लिव अप टू भी नहीं, मैं बुमराह शमी जितना भी कर लिया ना, तो आई थिंक दैट वुड बी गुड.
exactly. देखो यार,
आई एम चेकिंग हिज एज.
bro,
23 है यार वो.
Bumrah is the best
on
pacer India has produced in the
अर्जुन
last
तेंदुलकर.
15, 20 years.
Arjun.
या
So, it's a
वो
long way.
मुश्किल ही है
Yeah.
वैसे.
और
But anyways, we are
क्रिस्टियानो
drifting away from football.
जूनियर अगर अपने बाप का आधा भी कर लिया ना, तो बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर बनेगा वो. अपने बाप का आधा भी कर लिया उसने तो.
100%. मतलब इस जमाने में, बिकॉज सच फास्ट गेम, सो मेनी मैचेस, एंड तो बहुत मुश्किल है वो करना भी. अगर कर लिया ना तो
because
रेस्पेक्ट.
Cristiano Junior will not go through the same developmental arc
एग्जैक्टली.
what Cristiano Ronaldo went through.
एग्जैक्टली.
I mean, for example, तुम्हारे पापा IIT क्रैक कर लिए back in let's say 90s. वो चाहे तुमको जितना ज्ञान दे, तुम्हारा मन अगर लिटरेचर में लगता है तो तुम नहीं कर पाओगे.
एग्रीड.
Exactly. You can't do it if you're gifting away your girlfriends to your patrons.
Correct.
all right, sounds good. चलिए फिर खत्म करते हैं.
Yes.
मजा आ गया. आई थिंक 3-4 मैच डिस्कस किया हमने, एंड वी हैड लाइक गुड ओपिनियंस एंड गुड थॉट्स. Let's meet next week with another episode. I hope we have more
More
spicier
exciting
matches.
games, yeah.
New
Yeah.
Year,
What I'm
Happy
looking
New Year,
forward to.
guys.
Happy New Year. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Same, but हाँ. Happy New Year.
Same old, same old.
बस
Great-
डेट अलग लिखना है, वो
Great
भी नहीं
attitude
लिखते
to go
अभी.
into the new year.
हाँ भाई. बस we'll do our 15th episode in the new year. Thank you everyone. Thank you Nilesh bhai. Thank you Kasyap.
You guys.
Thank you. Thank
See
you.
you all.